Today I am going to talk about a book called The Power of Now, which, if you had to choose only one video to watch on YouTube, would be this one. The book is able to help you solve several problems, such as depression, excessive worry, excessive thoughts, and anxiety. However, it is important to be open-minded, as the ideas presented in it can be difficult to understand and accept. Therefore, I recommend that you listen carefully to the end. In the first chapter, it is discussed that you are not your mind. Instead, we are powerful beings that have a body equipped with valuable tools, including the mind. Just like any machine, we need to use these tools carefully and give them a rest when needed. Unfortunately, we often forget to rest our mind, which can lead to overloading and breaking this valuable tool. The solution is simple: we need to obey a basic rule of using and resting our mind regularly. We have an inner voice that never stops talking, making us question and worry about everything. This constant voice can become an addiction, preventing us from turning it off. If this happens to you, it may be harming your mental health and well-being. Overthinking can be a major cause of stress, anxiety, and unhappiness. Although many people think this is normal, it's actually not. It is as if we are talking to ourselves, but only in our minds. When we become aware of this pattern, we can take control of our mind and not allow it to control us. According to the author, it is possible to overcome the habit of overthinking by concentrating on the present and performing simple tasks. For example, while washing your hands, it is possible to concentrate on the sound and smell of the soap, the feel of the water, and the softness of the towel. It is normal at first to find it difficult to maintain this concentration, and for the mind to bring up thoughts about the past and the future. When this happens, it is important to just observe these thoughts, without judging or getting angry with them. The author calls this process observing the thinker. By observing your own thoughts, it is possible to realize that you and your mind are two separate entities. With practice, it is possible to become more present and to control your own mind by noticing the tricks it uses to get your attention. The second chapter of the book deals with the idea that negative or painful experiences accumulated over a lifetime can become a pain body. This pain body can be activated by certain words or events, and often manifests as intense emotions such as anger, fear, or sadness. It is important to recognize that the pain body is not you, but rather a part of the ego that feeds off your attention. When you are present and aware, you can detect when the pain body is arising and observe it without judgment. This allows you to control the pain body, rather than allowing it to control you. By illuminating the pain body with your presence, you weaken it and prevent it from having power over you. Let's do an experiment to prove the power of the present moment. I'm going to be silent for a few seconds, and ask you to observe your thoughts during this time. It's like a cat waiting for a mouse to come out of its hole. So, did you have any thoughts? Maybe it took a while, but it is likely that a thought came. This is the power of being present in the moment. When you are present, your mind cannot control you. In the third chapter, the author shows that time and mind are intrinsically linked. If you remove the mind from this equation, time simply does not exist. Imagine a world without human beings, with only plants and animals. If you ask an eagle, "What time is it?" the eagle will answer, "Hours." What is that? What is time? The past and the future are like the moon, which has no light of its own, but receives light from the sun. In the same way, the past and the future receive light from the present moment, that is, the now is the only reality in which we live. When we understand this, we can use time as a practical tool, which the author calls clock time. For example, if we have a goal that we want to achieve in a year, we use clock time to program ourselves. However, if we spend most of our time thinking about the past or the future, we are using psychological time. This time is made up of memories of the past and projections into the future, and if we are not aware of this, we can end up living in constant stress. When we live only in the future, we are giving up the present moment and becoming unable to appreciate life as it is. We begin to desire what we don't have and despise what we do have, creating a contradiction that makes us unhappy. It is important to ask yourself if everything we do is for the purpose of reaching a destination, if we feel that we will be happy only when we get something we want. If we are always waiting for something to happen in order to feel complete, we will never find true happiness. Imagine that your ultimate goal is to climb Everest. Would you be happy if a helicopter took you directly to the top? Probably not, because happiness is not only in reaching the final goal, but all the way there. Happiness is in the present moment, so it is important to relax and deal with what is in front of you now, without letting your mind take over and create problems. Even if all your problems suddenly disappeared, your mind would start creating new problems, because to create problems, the mind needs time. This is why it is important to live in the present moment and not worry about the future or problems that don't exist yet. Ask yourself, what is the problem you have now, at this very moment? You probably won't be able to think of anything, because if you had a problem right now, you would be focused on solving it instead of reading this text. When you realize that you don't have a problem right now, you can change your perspective and better deal with the challenges that arise. To begin to be present, start with simple exercises, such as paying attention while cooking, waiting for the elevator, or taking a shower. With practice, you will be able to spend more time in the present moment. Another way to become more present is to meditate for 10 minutes every day, which will help you realize how your mind often tricks you. When you gain strength in the present, it is possible to notice when your mind is wandering, and thus become present again. This realization is a great achievement. So that's it. Everyone should reflect on this subject. What is the point of success and productivity if you are unhappy, worried and stressed, and unable to enjoy the moment? If you think this content helped you in any way, enjoy the video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with a friend who needs to follow these tips. I am sure they will thank you. Thank you for watching.